It's known that emergent technologies and social media tools can be very effective in that they create an established platform for people to network and better communicate ideas, opinions, and interests. However, there are numerous concerns that arise with the advance of social medias being implemented in the workplace today. The concerns that we chose to focus on are: 1. The danger and implication of work life and personal life becoming too close or too intertwined. 2. Privacy concerns, which include being more susceptible to viruses and hacking, as well as the leak of internal information about the company through means of Facebook. Other implications could be as serious as stalking or cyberbullying. 3. Unethical conduct, jealousy, mistrust, and conflict produced and blamed on the user, or against that user. This leads to 4. A negative image or impression gained by inappropriate information added by you or by someone else. This includes posting pictures with suggestive content, alcohol use, drug use, and/or similar content. Also posts or status updates relating to the above examples. 5. Another concern is a lack of concentration and focus. Regardless of how multifunctional or time-conscious you think you are, it's a fact that when a person is juggling many tasks, such as the daily tools of a full-time job, in addition to being on a social media tool like Facebook or watching a YouTube clip, the work quality and performance will be of a lower level. And 6. Our concern has to do with the people getting behind the technology, not understanding how it works and therefore using it wrong, misunderstanding it, or not using it to its full potential. Social media platforms serve as great tools if we know how to use them and use them correctly.
So, who does this apply to? In a few seconds, we will be presenting some strategies and examples that we have collected. First, we would like to introduce you to the industries we collected these examples from. Each of our interviewees work at a company that are dispersed or do not have a single office location, meaning they either work with several offices spread throughout the country or the world, or they do not have an office to work out of, therefore need an efficient form of communication to keep everyone in the company up to date. They mentioned that they use Twitter, Facebook, Google Docs, LinkedIn, blogs, and YouTube in order to keep up that communication. Not only are these strategies helpful to the employees and companies that we have interviewed, which include marketing, consulting, and law firms, they are extremely applicable across all industries as well as people in general. They can especially be applied to the younger generations who are the future business people of the world.
So, to return to our strategies, we came up with 6 simple strategies to keep your online communication clean and savvy.
Keep it separate. Keep it separate by having multiple accounts to ensure that there is no mix-up between professional and personal interactions. The positive outcome of this strategy is being able to have internal networking and communication while maintaining personal networks without running the risk of the two interfering. One of our interviewees said that she prefers to have 2 accounts, one with Facebook and one with LinkedIn. While keeping both conservative and appropriate, she is able to control who will be in each network. Friends in Facebook and business relationships furthered in LinkedIn. In another interview, the interviewee said that she tries very hard not even to friend people in her office. A third interviewee goes even farther by ignoring Facebook requests from coworkers in his office if he was not friends with them prior to their employment. Sometimes this is unavoidable, as others may feel animosity if you refuse to be friends with them on social networking sites. If that is the case, our next strategies can help.
Our second strategy is to keep it private by knowing your privacy settings and controlling who sees how much to avoid negative implications of you in professional environments. Some positive outcomes are that you will be able to protect yourself, avoid the possibility of negative judgments from coworkers who are a part of your Facebook group, and even protect yourself when future possible employers do background checks. This strategy was stressed in several of our interviews, namely because if the privacy settings are not adjusted to suit how private you want to keep your profile, companies as well as people you may not want knowing where you are, or what you do, can look you up through a simple Google search and find out all of that information.
One strategy that has to deal with your safety as well as others' safety is to keep it professional in your online conduct. This is to avoid any chance of potential harassment or possibly offending coworkers. This can occur with virtual stalking, cyberbullying, harsh or rude comments, or crude humor that is taken wrongly. Two of our interviewees emphasized not to mix business with pleasure via online platforms, as relationships could go wrong or be misinterpreted, which is not good for your company, your career, and your own image. A positive outcome is that this will avoid any potential lawsuits or uncomfortable relationships with coworkers. To ensure that even if the other strategies fail, our fourth strategy will help. Keep it clean by monitoring what you post as well as what others post about you. Positive outcomes include that your image will not be tarnished or construed as negative. This will guard against bad impressions being made or false views of you being carried out by others. Some interviewees stressed to not put up any pictures that will promote a negative message, especially if they are associated with the company you work for. Another interviewee expressed that with an upcoming generation being hired and the older generation doing the hiring, the younger generation doesn't understand the things that they are putting on Facebook seem too personal to the older generation. They are not conscious of the image this creates for them, because they don't know anything other than their generation's trends of publishing information on social media sites.
Another strategy to use while dealing with social media is to keep it focused by monitoring the time you spend on social media sites. Although these sites can be a boost to networking and efficiency in gaining and sending information, it can also serve as a distraction. Many companies actually forbid their employees from using social media while they work because it's deemed a distraction. One of our interviewees suggested using LinkedIn at home versus during work hours to avoid professional distraction while at your present job. Our last strategy is to keep it up by promoting social networking to coworkers to further the marketability of one's company. The positive outcome is that this will allow for internal and external networking and promotions for one's own personal expertise as well as the company's. As it was mentioned before, the traditionalist and baby boomer generations are not as savvy or comfortable with the new technology, as it is the younger generation's responsibility to be conscious and respectful. It would also assist the older generation if they would try and understand what these social media platforms can do for themselves and their overall networking.
In conclusion, our study took us through how social media platforms are used in the corporate world. As with everything, there is an appropriate and efficient way to use these social media platforms to further your professional career and social life, while not harming either one. If you follow these strategies, 1. Keep it separate. 2. Keep it private. 3. Keep it professional. 4. Keep it clean. 5. Keep it focused. And 6. Keep it up. You will be able to take advantage of the networking opportunities for your professional and personal life. Thank you for listening.